Are you stuck in this rhythm of life where you are working too much, you wake up at the last minute and then run out of the house or get straight into your work? Maybe you don't have time to exercise, to cook, to meditate and do all these things that, you know, are good for you. Maybe you find that convenience is just so much easier and you rely on convenience quite a lot. Perhaps you feel guilty for not spending quality times with loved ones, or you feel guilty for not doing everything you said that you would or everything that you want to do. Perhaps you're easily influenced by other people. Maybe you're scrolling too much on socials. Maybe you're binging on Netflix. Either way, I'm sure there's more things that we haven't mentioned, but ultimately if you're in a rhythm of life that potentially isn't serving you, or you're kind of questioning a little bit, but you feel out of balance and like you're compromising your health, then this is the episode for you, because we're going to share how to find the balance.
Definitely. Now, before we help you figure out how to find work-life balance without compromising your health, first we need to figure out what balance means for you. Okay, very important. Balance is different for everyone. So is it simply that you're feeling balanced in all areas of life or unbalanced? Is it about equal time spent in all areas of your life? It might be about effort and energy, an equal amount of effort and energy spent in all areas of your life, or something else, okay, whatever it means to you. The thing is, it's different for every single person, it's individual. So before you try and find it, you need to define it. So what does it mean for you?
Yeah, definitely. This is a conversation I have often with our clients. He's like, listen, what does it look like for you? Because just us as an example, like we're totally different when it comes to balance. So for me, I like to look at the bigger picture when it comes to balance, right? So long as I've got the big picture in mind, then I will find my balance within whatever's going on in life. And that tends to work in cycles for me. Okay, so for example, I can easily spend a month kind of working hard, playing hard and going almost all in on everything. And then the month after, I might feel like I need to take my foot off the gas and actually just navigate a little bit and just kind of come back to myself. And so long as I am aware of the big picture and kind of have let's say a year, for example, in mind, I know that I can afford to have a month like that and a month like that, and that's absolutely okay for me. But even on a kind of daily and weekly level, it's the same idea for me. You know, I'll balance across a week what it is I want to be done. As long as I get my exercise in, as long as I'm meditating and I'm feeling good in the process of what it is I'm doing, then I'll just kind of ride the wave and ride the cycle until the next cycle comes. But my awareness of what I need and when is the key for me being able to keep balance with that kind of big picture perspective.
So for me, I'm kind of the opposite, where balance for me is about balancing every area of my life every day. So I'm not one who will go all out and then rest for a little bit. I have to do a little bit every single day. So that I have obviously my routines every morning, every evening, every afternoon, and my balance is about personal, work life, socializing, all this type of stuff, but every single day. So I do the same thing every day. I do the same movements. Obviously every now and again, might be months down the line, I'll change them up a bit, but I like to stick to a strict structure throughout my day, every day, until I get to the point where I feel I need that change.
Yeah, we're just generally so different, aren't we?
Yes.
Like, and that's the thing. Like, you're going to be different too. If you're listening to this, you might resonate with one of us. You might have your own way of finding balance. But generally speaking, no matter what your definition is, what we're going to share with you now is going to help you, because these are 5 skills that you can start to use on the surface level to be able to actually gain balance. So they might be things you might have heard us say before, but they are the 5 skills that you need to gain balance. And
the first skill is about mindful choices. And this can be in every area of your life. Food, for example, is choosing the right types of food, how much you eat, the portion sizes. If you go out and eat, what you choose. Is these types of mindful choices can help create balance within your mind and body in terms of the energy you feel, how great you feel, how your digestive system works, all this type of things. Another area of your life is like socializing. Okay, so you might be a big socializer, but you might find that a lot of your time spent socializing and you're now neglecting other areas of your life. So being mindful of how much you're socializing and who with, and when you need to pull it back, is important when it comes to these mindful choices, to creating that balance, whatever that balance means for you.
The second skill here is about prioritising your sleep. Now, you hear us talk about sleep all the time, because our sleep is ultimately the foundation on which everything else is built on, because it keeps our body in check. Now, I'm sure you can relate to times where you haven't been sleeping particularly well, and maybe you're easily irritated, you're a little bit on edge, emotionally you might not be particularly stable, and you'll find you're not making mindful choices like John just mentioned. You know, you might find that you are like taking like things that are convenient for you when it comes to food choices, or just picking up the phone and scrolling on Instagram or Facebook or whatever just because it's more convenient than actually getting on with the job that you've got to do, and you start procrastinating. You know, I'm sure you can relate to some of those things, right? It's because you're human. But what you might not understand is the correlation between your sleep and those things, because when we sleep, we actually give the mind and the body time to just rest and rejuvenate, and almost like place things away where they need to go. It's almost like tidying up the house when it's an absolute mess, and then you get to walk in fresh and almost create a mess again. So kind of like what sleep does, isn't it? When we prioritise that, we feel balanced, we feel better when things are tidy and they've been put away, and our sleep helps us to do that on a physical and emotional and a mental level as well. So prioritising your sleep will help you to feel the balance rather than feeling a bit on edge or off tilt.
Nice. And the third skill is creating a routine. Okay, everyone needs a routine, but that will be obviously different for every single person, how that looks. It could be a weekly routine, a daily, a monthly, a combination of it. Like for me, I've already discussed, like I do everything on a daily basis. I like to do a little bit of everything. Okay, so my routine is I have my morning routine where I look after myself. That's my mental health, my physical health. That is first thing in the morning. Then I'll go into work.
Literally like clockwork.
Yeah, literally like clockwork.
And Give me a time of day, I can tell you exactly what John's doing.
Exactly, and that's how I function. That's my routine, and I will then do my work. I'll take a break, and obviously then I'll do some more stuff for me. Then I'll go back to work, and then I'll have my evening routine. So this routine stays the same 95% of the time, leaving a 5% kind of wiggle room for anything that might come up or I need to change. But I like that daily routine where I have every aspect of my life basically in that every day. So I'm doing a little bit of everything to take me towards my vision, towards my purpose. And that's how my body and my brain respond to routine the best way. I know I've tried different routines, and the daily one structured is definitely for me.
So I'm a bit opposite. So, you know, give John a time of day and ask what I'm doing, he probably wouldn't have a clue.
No idea.
Because I do it based on intuition and how I'm feeling. Now, there are some core principles that remain the same every day, and that is about making mindful choices. It is about taking care of my health, and as long as I'm moving or doing something to take care of my body every day, as long as I am doing some form of meditation, maybe it is a breathing exercise, maybe it is a bit of qigong, maybe it is something specific, something new, it really doesn't matter. As long as the principles are taken care of, for me, the vehicle in which I do it shifts all of the time, and that's just the way I respond as well. So again, now you've got your definition of how you feel balanced and what balance is for you. What does that look like visibly in your day, in your month, in your week? What does that look like? Then you'll be able to start to figure out your routine. So the fourth skill, okay, is the planning and preparation. Okay, so being proactive is really the key here, and planning and preparation helps for you to be proactive. Otherwise, you're always responding. You're responding to the emails in your inbox. You're responding to what the kids want. You're responding to what your tutors want. If you're a student, you're responding to everything outside of you, rather than being proactive and being able to almost protect your own time, space, routines, and sense of balance. So this was a game changer for me when I started planning stuff. I never used to plan anything. I wasn't really that planning orientated until I started working in a management position, and I had to be, right? So there was a lot of structure involved, and it really did hold its place. So the keys here though, because obviously the structure doesn't have to be like John's routine, it doesn't have to be like my routine, it can literally be just the planning and the reviewing. So whether that's you ending a week and planning the next week before it begins, or planning at the end of the day what tomorrow is going to look like, that can be a real game changer, and it can help you feel balanced because you'll start to feel in control of what's coming up. You'll already be kind of allowing your subconscious to have a blueprint of what to expect, which means you're then able to just navigate it much easier and feel that sense of balance at the same time.
Nice, and that takes us nicely into our fifth skill, which is protecting your time. Okay, and this comes into that planning preparation stage, because once you're planning, you know what you're doing, you can easily set your boundaries and say, this is what I'm going to do, this is what I'm going to do it, this is how it's going to look, this is how it's going to feel. And it's important not to let other people, outside influences, create your boundaries for you. You need to create, what do I want? What are my boundaries? When's my cut-off time for this? When am I not going to answer my phone? Am I going to turn my phone off in the evenings? Am I going to keep it in a completely different room? And you've got to stick to those boundaries, okay? And it's not just, oh, it's like 9 o'clock at night, just you're getting ready for bed, someone emails you or texts you, I just answer this one. Okay, that's not keeping to your boundaries. Okay, make sure you set clear, structured boundaries and you stick to them. And be comfortable saying no. Okay, remember what we say, you are important. Okay, you're the most important person. So you first, everyone else comes second. Sounds selfish, but the only way you can help everyone else is by helping yourself first. So these 5 skills are a good starting point on a surface level to start gaining balance. Now, perhaps you've already tried these, okay, and you don't feel balanced. You still don't feel balanced. This means there is some deeper work that really needs to be done and focused on.
Yeah, definitely, guys, and this is what a lot of people come to us when they want to do the work, right, is we focus on core areas that are really, really important. So specifically for keeping balance, here's just like 4 key areas that you need to focus on, or at least to start to think about. That will already start to help you feel more balanced because you'll be more self-aware. So the first one here is your core values. And I don't mean just list off what's important to you and you tell me like family, friends, health, work, you know, they're areas of your life, but you've got values underneath all of those different areas of your life. Okay, you've got different layers of core values, and what we want to be doing here, or what we want you to be doing here to be able to feel in balance, is find out and elicit what is going on at the core level for you. Because when you figure this out, that's how you become aligned. When you're aware of what's most important to you, it becomes easier to create routines, it becomes easier to create boundaries and to make mindful choices, because you know whether you're going towards what you want or away from what you want. And when you feel like you're moving forwards and you're moving towards, and that you have a big picture perspective of your life, and you think about all of the things that are important to you, again, you start to feel balanced because you don't feel like you're dropping the ball somewhere else. So that's absolutely vital, and one of the most important things that we work with our clients on. The second one is our belief system. Our beliefs play a massive role in how we show up in the world, how we perceive the world. You know, if you feel like something isn't possible, or you're not feeling worthy, or you're not allowing yourself to feel balanced, or you're not giving yourself permission to have that balance and to have those boundaries, and something else keeps distracting you, it's because there's something happening in your belief system that isn't serving you. It might have served you at some point. When you first decided to believe it, it probably was useful. But the problem is now, if now it's becoming a problem and you're not feeling balanced, then there is an issue in and around your belief system. You need to pinpoint, what do you believe about yourself when it comes to having balance and alignment in your life and good health, right? So what does that look like? The third one here is about your emotional well-being, okay? Your emotions need some attention, because balance usually comes back to a feeling, okay? It's not usually about the time we spend. That's usually the surface level of, I'm not spending enough time over here or in this part of my life or that part of my life, and you're just not feeling it. But when we actually feel a sense of harmony and peace in what we do in all areas of our life, that's what true balance is. And you can't have that peace if you're filled up with fear and guilt and anger and frustration and all these other negative emotions. You can't have all of that going on and peace at the same time, right? So your emotional well-being needs to be taken care of. You need to, you know, let off that steam. You need to let out that negative or low vibrational emotions, should I say, that might be bubbling under the surface, so you can make space for balance and wholeness and alignment, because that's only possible when you create space for it. And last but not least is probably one of the most important ones, and this is about knowing your identity. Okay, so if you feel like, you know, you've tried all those practical things that we've shared, and you've already kind of thought about the things that I've just mentioned, then there is something going on with your sense of who you are and your identity. And what I mean by this is you need to start thinking about who does have a balanced life. What does that look like? How do people show up? Like literally, what are their tendencies, their characteristics? How do they make choices? You need to adopt the identity, not that's different from you, but the attributes that can contribute even more to who you are. And that from there, your identity will start to match where it is you want to go by having a balanced lifestyle without compromising your health. And you only get to do that when you step into being a healthy person and you step into being a balanced person. It's like if somebody wants to run a marathon, the goal isn't to run the marathon, the goal is to become a runner. You take on the identity of a runner, then you can easily run a marathon. So if you take on the identity of a healthy, balanced individual, you will get all of the healthy, balanced life that you could ever wish for.
Nice, definitely. And it's important to remember here is first is to define what balance means to you.
Yes.
Okay, you've really got to define that first and then start putting into action the 5 skills we mentioned already. Okay, the mindful choices, prioritizing sleep, your routine, your plan, preparation, and protect your time. Okay, and do those first. And if you've tried these or you can't seem to stick to them and you still don't feel balanced, this means there's a deeper work to need that Charlotte is just taking you through. Okay, and if you still need to do that deeper work, reach out to us and book a call with us so we can help you find your balance. Okay, and this is kind of what we do with all our clients. Every client that comes to us, we help them find their balance. If you don't, you're always going to feel like there's something missing, and you're constantly spinning plates and juggling to try and keep up with life, basically keep your head above water. The goal here is to feel peace, is to be balanced and aligned in everything that you do. This is going to help to serve you, your loved ones, and your life's purpose.
Otherwise, guys, what's the alternative, right?
Suffering.
Being stressed, working too hard, feel like you're losing time, almost grappling and stuck in a vicious cycle. And I'm pretty sure that, you're here for much more than that.
Yes.
And I hope you know that too. So listen, until next time, guys, much love and wellness, and we'll see you soon.
Well.
See ya.